Well, it's reset day in EU, and it's time to open up the vaults of our 4 characters, starting from the latest one down the line being Evoker, who will now have to be brought up to run again some splits, some multi-runs of Mythic now. And the first one we go through, of course, being the Evoker. This one has a full heroic run done, and only one mid plus 10 that can give me some mid-track gear. So we only have one chance at a mid-track item. What we want from there, we want to avoid pretty much just 2 slots, really, right? The crafted ring and then the crafted offhand. Those are the two to avoid. Right, we would rather get the mid-track somewhere else. I think you can eventually replace the Cersei's Circlet with a mid-track ring. It's a bit harder for Evoker because Evoker goes for Mastery, which is one of the reasons why this ring can be good for some specs. Some other specs that go for Crit and Haste can more easily replace this Cersei's Circlet because of this one in the middle being completely useless for them or much less value for them, giving you Mastery, which might not be good for a few specs. For me though, let's just avoid the offhand and the ring and get something decent. That's not decent. That is a terrible trinket. This I can't use, basically. I have a crafted stuff in there, another weapon, can't use, and these pants, yeah, I do already have them at hero track anyways. So, looks like I have to go with that. I guess even if we pick up Kiwi, and check out check out the value of this thing. I think it's pretty it's gonna be terrible. Where is it? Oh my god, yeah. Whoosh, that's a terrible trinket. Yes, the only upside of this is that it's mid-track. So mid-track means I can get some discounts on some of the other trinkets I get. Yeah, this is like barely any decent upgrades, basically. And that's with the Scarduin Core trinket being still not the same item level, because at least now I get a free upgrade on that trinket. So basically it's not even an upgrade, doesn't even do much. It has a damage component, so it's not that useful in Mythic Plus. Sorry, in the raid. But yeah, I guess we have to go for this. So pretty disastrous vault on the Evoker. At least it's one of the ones that is going to be run now every week through heroic, at least the last 3 bosses, and starts doing some mythic, so you might have some more chances to get some decent upgrades, especially this useless trinket in particular. Yeah, so here I get my free upgrade, right, on my, yeah, that's just one. Yep, that's it. That's all I get from this trinket. A free upgrade on my Scarduin Core. That's it. Everything else is now gonna cost a Gilded Crest anyways, so that's the only benefit I've gotten from this one. Yeah, so first character, an absolute disaster, really bad, unfortunate. Now this one, the monk. So the monk does have a few more options because we have two mid-track options from Mythic Plus and 1 from the first 2 of the raid. So it has 3 options in total for mid-track, which is what we really want to get here. It does have a few more blocks here because often the main and weapon are, you know, a no-go. Crafted ring is also a no-go. Even mid-track belt is also a no-go. As for the rest, shoulders as well, yeah. That's the things we want to avoid here. Trinket, this is garbage. We would like to replace that. That would be good. And the champion chest. That would be the big money upgrade. The champion track chest. That's a mid-track helmet. That's something I already have. And then the only one from the raid is a cloak. Okay, whatever. The ring is decent, but I already have a crafted one, so no luck. So I guess it's between the helmet and the cloak. The thing would be the same, just replace a hero track piece. My hero track for the helmet is already 665, unfortunately, because I spent 30 Gilded Crest there. This is useless, and then it's just a cloak, so it's really just between cloak and helmet. Normally, what would be harder to get would be the helmet, probably. This is useless. Unfortunately, it's only hero track. Even though I need a chest, I can take a hero track one over a myth track. Let me see from QE what we get. It should be pretty straightforward. The cloak and the helmet. The helmet, oh yeah, the helmet isn't upgraded. Yeah, so it shows the cloak by a whooping, oh wow, that's a ton of HPS. Not. Yeah, the helmet doesn't show much because it hasn't been upgraded yet compared to the other helmet, but yeah, this is still the big one. Especially because the cloak can be also a good spot for crafting as a crafted item, so the helmet is just overall better to get as mid track. So I get the freebie. Yeah, that's the only one I can get, right? Yeah, these are all capped basically. The only one I can get now is this. Yep, and that's it. That's pretty much all it is. Replacing a hero track helmet for a mid track one. That's about as best as you can get for the monk, which was, you know, it wasn't a disaster, but it also wasn't that big of an upgrade. So now on to the main. Now we have priest. Priest, similar to monk, has two options from Mythic Plus, one option from the raid, because we have been extending the fucking raid for 2 weeks, so we didn't really have boss skills to have this last reset. And same thing, I think. The offhand is taken, of course, because crafted. Main hand is also taken. Ring, I doubt I could find one that beats this, or it'll be a marginal gain anyways. And then the rest is just, at this point on this character, it's all hero track, so you're not gaining much from getting any of this in the mid level. Bracers are taken because of a crafted item. I can't imagine much. Even the trinkets, I don't have them poor. I don't have poor ones, so it's hard to find a good one. I already I don't have this mid-track boots. This is garbage, unfortunately. Also, I already have Mr. Pick Me Up upgraded to 665, so I wouldn't even gain much from this trinket. This ring, however, so this is a mid-track ring, already 665, and it's interesting because I don't think it wins in the raid, because in the raid you still need mastery. This is very good for Mythic Plus, because in Mythic Plus Oracle switches from mastery to crit, and I had trouble, you know, I had trouble being able to stack enough crit under this Mythic Plus build with this side, you know, that gives you 20% more crit chance, and then when you crit you get Divine Aegis, etc, etc. So I do have this ring, which is hero track, haste and mastery, and then this ring, which is crit and mastery. And when I play in Mythic Plus, I want to try to get as much crit as possible, right? And you have to do some fucking shenanigans. You have to unequip a bunch of items that give you too much haste and mastery, so that when you equip the Circe's Circlet, it's gonna give you this one as crit. So you want to unequip stuff so that your crit is high enough to be buffed by Circe's Circlet. And it's snapshots, so once you change gear, doesn't matter, it's gonna stay as crit. This ring is gonna make it even bigger, I guess, if you replace the Circe's Circlet to get even more crit, right? Because this is a 5.5k crit, which is a lot. Otherwise, there is a much simpler thing, which is just boots. Just, you know, craft the boots. You lose crit, which is bad. Again, for Mythic Plus, you might actually catalyze them, possibly. Again, there isn't much choice here. It's just 2 items, but I guess no, it should show. It should still show as boots, I think. I don't think, yeah. The boots are like a grand total of 2k HPS gain, and as you can see, the ring over this ring is as a 6k DPS, 7k DPS loss, and the ring over Circe's Circlet is a 7k DPS loss. It also doesn't give me any discounts because I don't have the other ring at 665, so I can't actually craft them for free. The trinket obviously is garbage, so it's not even a thing. One thing that I can do is that this week should be the week of another crafted item. So technically, this ring I can already craft at 675 if I want to, right? Probably if I'm interested in the raid and not in Mythic Plus, obviously it's gonna be haste and mastery. And a 675 ring with haste and mastery should beat the Sorcerer's Circlet actually. Like if I do Earthen Craftsmanship, where is it? Ring. And I make it 675 and I give it haste and mastery. Yes, of course, sockets. Now, if I were to do this, let's get rid of this, which is pointless, and this, and then use this crafted ring. I can even use this one, honestly, all of these four in combination. This and this would lose still 9k HPS. This and this would lose 9k HPS. Really weird. Really odd. I thought it would have for sure beaten the Sorcerer's Circle at this point, but maybe because these are still a 658. I guess if you upgraded this in the end, a 665, you probably would have. I guess if you also include this, no, still doesn't. 665, 675 is 11k DPS loss. Wait, admittedly, this setup gear was for Mythic Plus, so technically if I bring back my 675 crafted necklace, looks like crafting a ring wouldn't even be enough to kick this out. This is good for Priest though, because Priest does want mastery, so this is actually giving you a lot of secondary stats that you might want. So it does look like this is the best one, while not being very exciting, we can say. Also, for the time being, because I don't have any gilded, I can actually get a free upgrade. These are all still like capped. Now these boots get a free upgrade to 662 because they are the same as this now. Right. That's the one thing, and this one technically gets the free boost as well because of the crafted ring, crafted necklace. I mean, my question was, haste and verse are not particularly good, and I should have some. Yeah, I still have some. So if I take the boots and catalyze them, oh, this is just better. Yeah, this is just better over haste and verse. Haste and master is just better. These are now haste and mastery. These are crit and haste. These are actually better for the raid than the boots I have for raiding anyways. And now I would have to lose a bunch of crits, so I would have to take this out, then put this ring on, then put this back on. Now I have 19k and 16k. Still though, not like great vault on the priest. It could have been better. Now we have the last one, which is the rogue. Not the rogue, the class, but the rogue character who is there to be a DPS. For this one, we slipped up. We didn't have the time to get into the first two bosses of Mythic in a pug. So instead we did 3 options from Mythic Plus. Now considering the scuffed gear on this character, there should be almost, I don't want to jinx myself, but there should be almost mathematically no way we don't find a good upgrade here. Yes, I jinxed myself. And yes, this was a 5 Druid key we did yesterday night. Because, yeah, I show 660, and also it shows with plenty of room to upgrade because I have 100 gilded crests. I still lack 300 ruined crests, and I have a bunch of, like, champion gear, a hero track at 2 out of 6, simply because I didn't have the rune crest to upgrade this stuff. And isn't this one champion 4 out of 8, champion 4 out of 8? That's because this character was late, so before he could get any rune crest, as I was farming Mythic Plus, I was just having to fill up this enormous gap of gilded crests I didn't have. I could only get this from the raid, basically, from doing heroic. So I'm pretty chill about finding a good upgrade here. Surely, boots and helmet, perfect. This is just an easy take from champion to mid. I shouldn't even look at the others. Like even this one, verse mastery verse is not very good. These are hero tracks, so mid helmet is clearly the winner here. And we can also go and catalyze it pretty safely. This one, yes, please. Now with the, I was waiting on the upgrades because obviously I didn't know what I would have gotten now, and technically I can also craft something this week, which would be a ring probably. because this is still stuck at champion. So having only one really real mid-track item, now you can keep this. So what we do is the helmet. That's a lot of stuff. The helmet, the mid helmet, this one. Got a whooping 75 crests up to 678. Right? On you go. Boom. Done. I have 30. This reset I can get 90, so it's 120, but 60 go for a crafted item, so I have 60 gilded crests left. I don't have a mid-track item to spend them on. I could pug the raid and find a mid-track item, in which case I would want to save the gilded crests, right? So I can upgrade a mid-track item instead, which should be better value. In terms of runed crests, the real annoyance of the runed crests is having to farm them, not in Mythic Plus, because I can't find them. In the meantime, I probably should be able to upgrade some stuff, like the lances can go up to 658. This is 658. Probably two of these, just so you have them at 4 out of 6, so you can spend gilded crest if you want to here. But for now, we can chill at 664. This is high enough for now. I feel like it's good enough. Also, we now have our transmog completely broken. I don't remember what we were using. Maybe this one. But yeah, this is what we have on the Druid. This one was good. It was one of the few champion slots I still had, and it was in a tier slot, so it was very good for Druid. And now we actually have double mid-track items for the tier. Double mid, 1 hero, 2 heroes, and this is fully upgraded, and so is this. So actually, yeah, it's pretty good on the Druid. And technically, this opens up for a craft on my gloves, because now that I have double mid-track on the tier, I know I'm not going to be replacing these. These two are already 665, so they are already pretty good value. So replacing this with a crafted item should be pretty certain. The only slightly risky thing is the fact that I believe the tier is very early on. Yeah, the tier is from Cauldron. So even pug-wise, it should be one of the earliest things you can find, right? Tier from this. And okay. To be fair, okay, you won't have any other gloves, because the next pair of gloves are from fucking Mugsy. Unless you get this, you won't replace these. You would have to wait for Mythic Plus options in the vault and find gloves to replace it. At this point, I just think it's better to craft one. It would be possibly a risk over the ring, but the ring already has very good stats. So that's my thing right now. Anyways, we're done with this week's vault. It was on a rating angle. It was like a 9 out of 10 for balance Druid. It was pretty good. It was a 5 out of 10, definitely not good enough. Actually, even 4 out of 10 for Evoker, because it was just a poor trinket. For Priest, it was just like a 4-item level upgrade on the boots and not much else. Yes, then now they can be upgraded up to mid-track, but short term especially, it was just very poor. So it was like a 6.5, 7. Yeah, okay, we avoided having overlaps. We avoided having a vault that offered me weapon and offhand and a belt, where I already have everything at mid-track or crafted. So that was like, okay, 7 for Priest. And for Monk, honestly, kind of same as Priest, just replaced a hero track gear with a mid-track piece. The item level increase was very small, but eventually it will be able to be upgraded to a higher level. So I guess another like 7, 6.5 out of 10 in the vault. This is what we have for today. I would say the overall luck for this vault was a middling 6.5. An okay vault. I wouldn't want to be in Discord with my guildies with when I hear them raving about their loot, because then I wouldn't think like I could say, oh yeah, you got that? Look at what I got. Yeah, no, this is not the case this week. So I'm gonna leave you to the rest of the beginning of your reset for this week. I got 6, I think, of the season, guys.